Hey, what's up, my little TisaTellss? Yo, come in, sit down, and shut the door. We got some gossip. Jeannie Mai is officially contesting divorce. Officially, we have the court documents. She's officially contesting the divorce. But y'all, it gets deep because guess what? It might not make a difference. Let me tell you how smooth and slick Jeezy was and getting her out of there. We also had some insight into his psyche and the way it worked, y'all. Jenny might not have done anything wrong, but get this, she might have an ace or two up her sleeve when it comes to contesting that prenup. Y'all, let's get into this mess because I promise you, you are not going to believe this. This divorce is set to be dirty, but also sad, right? Jeezy looks like he is playing dirty. He wants her out of there post haste. Jeannie is desperate to save the marriage. She is fighting for the marriage. She is contesting the divorce. Now, if you guys don't know, let's get into these court documents. But the reason she might be contesting this divorce could be because she loves her man, her man, her man. Or it could actually be because she plans on contesting that prenup. But y'all, I did some digging, talked to some divorce lawyers down in Georgia. That might not mean anything, y'all. This is sad. It really honestly is. I like them together. Listen, Jeannie had a preference, and as much as y'all want to be capping for Jeezy, Jeezy had a preference. This man said, right? He wants someone exotical, right? And I actually think it goes back to his childhood, why Jeannie was like the woman he wanted to marry. We'll talk about that in a second. But also, right? He every girl he dated, had a baby with pretty much looked like something exotic. He knew what she said. He preferred that. Listen, is Jeannie, what is she guilty of? Being a pick-me? Literally, she's a pick-me. Yes, he kept her mind up and she thought, and again, there is some like unconscious bias, in my opinion. I want to call her racist because, like, if you know Jeannie from the Bay Area, that's not it. But she does have thoughts that got into her head. I don't know if he put them or if she grew up in it. That's just like not cool. For instance, that old trope that black women are like, we gonna be arguing with you all day and what you doing, right? And buying into the pick me thing that if you submit to my king, if you submit to a man, everything okay be okay. The reason why your mama, your aunt, anybody with some sense tells you don't be submitting to these men is because when they are done with you, they will dismiss you. You take away your autonomy. You turn into, I was made to please you. And then instead of looking at you as an equal partner, as this, as that, as a person with real feelings, real moods, real emotions, maybe you do have an attitude one day. Maybe you're not looking your best the other day. Maybe you are on some BS the same way they are. It doesn't make you unlovable as a woman. When you reduce yourself to, yo, I'm a pick me, right? I was made to serve my man. They somehow get entitled that if you're not serving them, right? There's something wrong with you. And there's a million people being like, yeah, get her out of here, men and women. That's why you got to come in and be like, I'm not submitting to you. I'm your equal partner. Because when you're an equal partner, you get respect. You get respect. Don't mean that it just means that you get respected. Always go for equality. Stay away from that submissions. It's a fool's journey. And Jeannie knew that. Y'all, let's get into these divorce documents. When the divorce documents were first filed, okay, it literally said uncontested. Now, why did it say uncontested? It's not like some of y'all were thinking, oh my God, Jeannie just felt guilty. She knew she was cheating. It's not. I actually see no evidence of Jeannie cheating. I'll talk about that in a different video because I put together some receipts. I don't see evidence of Jeannie cheating. You know what I do see evidence? A woman that was so taken, a woman that was so in love, a woman that thought that all the other women that he had run through, had babies with, fought, argued, all this stuff, that she finally figured out the cheat code. They were getting that treatment because they weren't soft enough. They weren't gentle enough. They didn't submit enough, right? And then you should have listened to the baby's mamas because they said, when he's done with you, he's done. And he will walk away without a care in the world. Say what y'all want. And again, I'm not defending Jeannie. She's not perfect. But Jeannie stayed in a 10-year marriage. Someone say it was an open marriage, but she stayed in a 10-year marriage. Jeezy ain't even make it to what, year 3 of a marriage. I think we know who's built for long term and who's not. Y'all can believe these rumors about Jeannie's mouth, because at the end of the day, as much as Jeannie was a pick me and she went into racist tropes, the people defending this narrative, right? You're also going into the racist trope of a mouth is going to get you divorced. And who gets the trope of having mouths? Us, Black women. I'm just saying, believe what you want, but just realize by even feeding into that, that's why she got dismissed. So that means next time you fuss or you make your husband stay uncomfortable, or you get to deserve to be out of here, but your husband can make your life miserable. Now, listen, right? Jeannie thought that she got the cheat code, and all she got was just cheated. A man made you feel so comfortable, you decided to have a baby, and now you are a single mom, which we know is one of Jeannie's worst nightmares. I'm just saying, listen to what those exes be saying. There could be a hater or two, but you got 4 women? You got 4 women? Or how many babies mom he got? 4 kids? I don't know. You got all these women hating? No, somebody telling the truth. Anyway, right? It said that the divorce was uncontested. One of the reasons it was uncontested is because, like I reported earlier, Jeannie had not been served. She did not see this coming. He had decided, right? And by decided, gone to his lawyers on June 15th, right? And said, sign the paperwork. So they had to take a couple of weeks to draw the paperwork. He got all his ducks in a row. He then let Jeannie take him on this lavish vacation to her homeland. He then had her, she was throwing all these lavish Father's Day things. She did not see this coming. He sat on that. He sat on that. Jeezy is cold-blooded. Jeezy is cold-blooded, I'll say that much. Anyway, he sat on that for 30 days, okay? Now, get this. Well, more than 30 days, but get this. Now, there is new documents as of this morning. A judge has been assigned to the case. So this is definitely going to the pre-conference. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to attend mandatory counseling in Georgia with getting divorced. And also, no matter what somebody says, nobody can stop a divorce in Georgia. One party wants to be out, they will let it be out. But get this. They said that there's a notice to attend a 30-day status conference that is set on Tuesday, October 24th at 10:23 at 1 p.m. But get this, it says right here on it's going to be it's 30 days contested. They are contesting this. Jeannie is fighting this. A judge has been set. The judicial officer has been set. This divorce is going on. Jeannie does not want this. Now, why is she so desperate to be fighting for this marriage? There's a couple of theories, but let me just tell you what could be, okay? 1, she was blind shot. She gave everything to this man. He had her lower her guards down. She felt she was always scared for 10 years to have a baby because she knew that her and Freddie's marriage was on rocky ground, and she knew they were arguing, and she did not want to bring a baby into a toxic situation. The fact that you're like, she ain't give him a baby, and that's why Freddie divorced her. Baby, a baby ain't never, ever, ever made a man stay. As a a bad man stay, a good man, yeah. As a matter of fact, a baby will put fractures in the relationship. You got to have a strong relationship to survive children coming into it. Jeannie had such a traumatic childhood. She did not want to bring a child into that. Jeezy, within dating her, she lowered all her guards. She really thought she was the one. She was in love with that man. So she could be trying to save that marriage. But y'all, you know what the real tea is also? She could be trying to save that marriage because Jeannie right now, with what's going on, whether she's happy or not, that whole prenup, she can contest it or not. But even if she contested it, the odds are in Georgia, she ain't getting nothing. The odds are in Georgia. Georgia is not a 50-50 state like California, okay? It's what's equitable. Equitable means what's fair, okay? They look at the assets, they look at the income of both people, they look at what both people had when they walked into the marriage and when they walked out. Because they were married for such a short amount of time, I don't think there's any judge, especially Georgia. They don't seem to be like really up on like alimony and stuff like the way like California is, you know. She walked into that marriage, even if she contested divorce under duress. I'm sorry, contest the prenup under duress. Okay. She can't say it's unconscionable because I'm sure the prenup, Jeannie's not broke. So you can't say it's unconscionable, but under duress means I had all this intense mental pressure to sign on the paper because I was going to be subjected to public humiliation, public shame, familiar humiliation that I just signed. And if I had had more time, I wouldn't have done that. Now, we don't know if it'll work, but she can do that. But even if she gets the prenup invalidated, y'all, like I said, because Georgia is equitable, they look at what's fair. There's no way with Jeezy and all his stuff that he's doing that they would say that it was fair, that she gets a significant portion of her assets. Because honestly, how much could he have made in 2 years? I'm sure it's something, but it's not enough to put a dent in his pocket. Even if they say, okay, you can get 50% of whatever profit he made in those 2 years. Let's just say he made $1 million. Let's just say, right? Okay, so what? She's looking at 500,000, 50-50, but they look at what's fair. Well, you already have money. You have this, you have that. So what are you looking at? A couple of $100,000? That's light work for that man to get her out of the system. Get this. Now, she could contest because it says that she can't have alimony. The only thing about that is, right? The only thing about that is, and this is the simple fact, she doesn't, and this is the important thing, Jeannie, right? Jeannie doesn't have a right to alimony. Hold on, y'all. Listen, this video is getting a little bit long. I'm going to put this in a part 2, right? Because y'all know I want to upload like really quickly. I'm going to put in a part 2 about why she's not getting any alimony. And y'all, it's not what you think. Don't worry, the part 2 will be up in the next hour, okay? I just want to get this up. All right? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.